Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. This time I'm going to take a look at another Transformers Prime figure. It is Sergeant Kup. And I picked this figure up reluctantly. I wasn't going to pick it up. In fact, I went back to Walmart. They had this series of figures. They had two Viacons, they had Rumble, and they had this guy. And I wasn't going to pick him up. I picked up Rumble and I picked up the Viacons, one for myself and one for a friend of mine out in Oklahoma. Hi, Tabitha. And I was like, when I went back, I'm like, it was still sitting there like 3 or 4 days later. So I went ahead and picked it up. And, I had mentioned to my friend out in Oklahoma, Tabitha, I just didn't really care for this figure. I didn't like the way it looked. And I just wasn't very impressed with it. So I saw it still sitting there, and I figured, I'll go ahead and pick it up, just to pick it up because I haven't seen the figure before. So, yeah, here he is. We'll talk about the package and talk about the robot in the package here. And here he is, Kup, in his green. Green? Really? Green? Why is he green? I don't get that. Kup's supposed to be blue. He's about that color blue, almost a grayish blue, and this is flat out green, which is odd because I've seen pictures online. I don't know if it's a variant paint job or maybe it's a Takara version of this figure, but there is a version of this guy that has that paint scheme to it. I don't know if it's been released, if it was canceled, if, like I said, it's a Takara special. I don't know, but I have seen pictures of it out there. Now, it does come with a DVD. You can see the DVD in the background. The problem is it's loose cannons. Every single figure that I've picked up that's had the DVD included is the episode Loose Cannons, which sucks. Why did they not put different episodes in the boxes? I don't understand that. So that was kind of a fail on Hasbro's part. So they got him as Sergeant Kup, and we've seen this name. This is at least the second or third time we've seen this name. He gets the term from the comic books and the IDW verse. Sergeant Kup, and I don't know if they've sold the Kup name or not, or maybe they just like the military aspect to it. I'm not really sure, but yeah, so there's that. We've got a picture of him, some artwork up here, looking not very Kup-like. And there's a reason for that. This figure is Ironhide. They took the Bayformers verse Ironhide mode, the Top Kick pickup truck, and they painted it red and black and turned him into a Transformers Prime character. Well, they repainted it green and called it Kup. So this is essentially a repaint of Ironhide, and Ironhide hasn't even been released yet. So much like Dreadwing, this figure came out first, where Skyquake initially appeared in Transformers Prime, but we got the Dreadwing paint scheme before we get the Skyquake paint scheme. Same thing goes here. This figure was released before the Ironhide figure, and this is nothing but a repaint of the Ironhide figure. And that's really kind of what kind of pushed me, because I wanted to get the Ironhide figure. So I'll be able to compare Ironhide when I do get him with this one. If I get the Ironhide figure, I may not. On this side, we've got Sergeant Kup. He's a Deluxe Class Series 1, number 013. So he's unlucky number 13. And I'm really shocked at this point we're still in Series 1 figures on this line. Hell, they've changed the fucking package. They've included DVDs in there. Why is it Series 1? Shouldn't this at least be Series 002? I don't know. And this is a character that's probably not going to appear in the show. Ironhide appears in the show in a flashback in the episodes where they're talking about the toxin, the toxic energon, and they do a flashback to Cybertron. It's like a biological war, like a weapon of mass destruction, and it pans over, and on the right side you see Ironhide dead, laying there from toxin poisoning. So, yeah, we're not going to see Ironhide in the show, and I highly doubt we're going to see Kup. Although it'd be kind of nice to see Kup in, dealing with the Beast hunters. That would be interesting, but I really doubt we see him at all. He's probably going to be like Rumble and never ever make the show. Here's his stats. Sergeant Kup. He's got the Autobot logo there. It's basically the same art job that we have up here. Let's see. Strength of 6. Yeah, I can see that. Intelligence of an 8. Sure. Speed of a 4. Okay. Endurance of a 9. Yeah. Rank 7. I might put that up a little higher. Courage of a 10. Absolutely. Fire Blast of a 7 and Skill of 7. Sure. I can work with most of those stats. Seems logical. Let's see. Underneath. Here's some more stuff that you can buy. You've got Rumble, got him, Quick Strike Bumblebee, and Air Arachnid. And I don't know why that's not a triple changer. Epic fail there. Let's see. Here's the back of the package. This is what we look like. We've got Robot and Vehicle, and the Autobots, Transformers Prime. Watch the show, kids. Here is his bio. You can pause and read it. Really has nothing to do with the character. This is a very generic bio they have on him. Although, I do like the first couple sentences. There's a rumor among younger Autobots that Sergeant Kup is laser-proof. He has a habit of walking calmly through even the thickest crossfire to deliver advice or encouragement to raw recruits cowering under cover. Kind of gives him a Stonewall Jackson vibe, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Definitely something a little bit different there. And yeah, some glaring differences, which, to be honest, really the biggest thing that I see different on the back of the package versus the toy, and this has happened on every single one of these figures, the weapons. Of course, you got these spinning cannons that go up here. They're actually for Ironhide. From the Bayformers film is where that comes from. They kind of adapted it to this. They essentially fixed Ironhide for me for Transformers. They took the Bayformer. I love the fact he was a truck. I didn't like the black, and they put the Ironhide face and replaced the goat face that he had in Bayformers. So anyway, so these are his big spinning cannons. If you notice on the package, they got kind of a light green look on the tips of them, and then even up here we've got kind of a light green going on there. However, in the package they are flat out black plastic, so that is the biggest glaring difference that I see. So yeah, there he is in package. Let's take a look at this guy outside of the box and see what we think of the vehicle mode. Alright, so here we have Kup in his vehicle mode, and in case you're wondering, the lighting's different. I have a different shirt on. What happened? The original video of this screwed up, so this is a re-edit for this particular scene. So, yeah, I like this, and I don't like it. There are things I really love about this and things I don't. This is, first of all, way too fucking small. Look at that. I mean, it fits in the palm of my hand. It's just really tiny, which is typical of the Transformers Prime figures. They're just too damn small. Detail on this. Lots of cool stuff and lots of crap stuff. First of all, the ports suck. I hate these things. They're supposed to be for these gun pieces. They can either mount up in the back, which is what's on the package, or they can mount on the side there. I think they look better up here if you're going to store them on the vehicle, and two reasons for that. One, they kind of look like gas tanks on the back of a work truck, like oxygen or hydrogen tank, something like that. The other thing that sucks about this is, well, really, what the hell? You couldn't put a piece of plastic there. That is just god-awful. At least put a piece of plastic there that covers the top if you're not going to do anything with the bed. That is lazy and it's inexcusable. I am so disappointed in that. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that can fold out like that, maybe in a dump truck type of fashion. It would have been nice. I like the concept of the tailgate moving back, but it would have been nice if they'd done something with it. The only reason that occurs is due to transformation. Other things I don't like. The tires are too fucking small. These tires look like dirt bike tires. I don't like that. I don't like the fact they're all black. I hate when they do that. That's just very disappointing. The color scheme is okay. It's not Kup's color scheme. This is Springer's colors, flat out. But the neon green and the darker green do go together. Now, the one thing about this I will say, it does have transparent windows all around, which is a plus. Not many figures have that. I like the paint apps up here. However, we don't have any lights. That's a disappointment. It's probably going to be hard to see on this video, but there's actually vents molded in up by the windshield, just like an actual vehicle, which is nice. I do like the ram scoop. Looks cool. Love the painted grille. It looks really nice. Unfortunately, we don't have any headlight or fog lamp paint jobs. We got some nice detailing in the grille there itself. I like how it's an extended cab, and it has door handles for both doors. That's very, very cool. Unfortunately, we can see the hands on the inside. I do like the paint job on the back of the truck. Looks very cool, along with the paint job on the bumper. Unfortunately, again, no paint apps for taillights. I hate that when they do that, which is very unfortunate because they did put a lot of molding detail in this figure. So it's a shame that we lose so much. We even got these nice big rivets here, and there's some detail right here molded in. So it's very reminiscent of some of the more heavy-duty trucks that are out right now. There's even a lot of detail in these weapon pieces. They put tons of detail in there. Unfortunately, they didn't paint the thing like they did on the vehicles. And the odd thing here, or like the vehicles, like on the packaging, the odd thing, we've got these gaps in there, which when it's mounted on there, you don't really see. I'm going to, it's really for when he's in robot mode and it's mounting onto the robot itself. That's what those are on there for, so I can forgive that. All in all, I mean, it's an okay-looking vehicle mode. It's just too damn small, and it's missing too many paint apps on it. So let's look at this guy in robot mode. Alright, so here we have Kup in robot mode, and it's okay, I guess. He is kind of a small figure here. It's interesting, they've got a clear plastic windshield here in the chest area that doesn't exist anywhere else because the actual windshield, the whole cab, kind of sits back here. There's this big goofy piece that hangs off here, looks really stupid, but the nice thing is, does pop off, and you can just kind of turn it around this way, so it kind of goes flush with the cab there. So that kind of helps the character. And when you actually look at the box, you look at the diagram, I think this is the way they've got it set because you don't see the big goofy hanging piece there, but it's not part of the instruction set, which is really strange. Decent detail, lots of detail going on there. What I do like about this character is there's very little as far as holes. There are a couple holes under there and then on the insides of his legs, but they kind of hide it relatively well. I like how the feet popped out from underneath the tailgate. I thought that was pretty cool. His head sculpt is a weird cross between Kup and Ironhide. It's Ironhide's helmet with Kup's face. So I think that's why they try to go with this being either one. He almost has kind of a monkey face going on there, kind of weird. And then the top of this piece here kind of sits around his head, kind of gives it a more Kup-like feature, but it's just so oddly set in there. I mean, he couldn't see what was going on left or right, and that really hampers posability with this guy. The other thing is this piece, because this is the part of the truck, and it folds down and over, it feels like it's going to freaking break when you first do it. I had to look at two different reviews online, and finally I was looking at Imgo's video on how he transformed it, and I finally figured it out. I was just like, this is not going to work. I was watching his video. I watched it 3 times, and I'm like, this thing is going to snap if I do that. And I finally got it to come loose, and it worked. But then getting this down on top of the shoulders is a pain in the ass as well. So that kind of sucks. Now, he does have an Autobot logo there in the chest, which is kind of unusual for these figures to have Autobot logos, it seems. But it's not big enough. I'd rather that logo be up here on the plastic and be a lot bigger. I just don't like the way that looks. As far as his weapons, if we plug in the weapons... I'll do this 2 different ways so we can see what they look like. You can use it like it's the Gatling gun, which it's intended to be, or you can spin it around and it kind of has maybe a flamethrower look going on there. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I don't think whichever way you like better. I personally think it looks a little bit better this way. That was initially intended. But yeah, whatever. It just doesn't really add or subtract to the character. You could use them as a gun, I would presume, in his hand. And when you do that, that is where the hole in the gun comes into play, so he can use it as an actual gun, which I think that actually looks better than them sitting on the arms, but that's the way the Bayformer Ironhide was, so that's why that feature is there, I'm sure of. I personally like that. I think it looks cooler. He looks like he's got a couple big blasters double fisting him, and it just looks much better, and that's probably the way I'll go ahead and keep the character on my shelf. Now, as a comparison, here he is next to old Bulkhead. Much, much smaller than Bulkhead. Probably half the size of this guy. And this character probably should be this size. Now, I don't mind the fact that they used a truck for Kup. I don't mind the fact that they repainted Ironhide. However, I think Kup should be... I like how he has a truck. He's a Cybertronian truck in G1. And I like him as a truck. However, I think Kup should be like a 1940s Chevy pickup truck with maybe a wooden bed on the back. I think that would be really, really cool. We've never seen a figure like that. Because he is old and grizzled, and I think he would be a lot cooler as an old 40s truck versus a new truck. But it's just a repaint of Ironhide, and when you look at this, I think Ironhide. It just, I mean, that's what it looks like to me. So, yeah. Would I recommend this figure? No, not really. It's the wrong color. It looks like Ironhide. It's tiny as hell, and, well, it's just so-so. I just kind of felt sorry for it sitting on the shelf by itself. So I went ahead and picked it up. Yeah, there he is, Kup. If you like Kup, if you're a Kup completist, you'll probably want to get him. Or if you're a Transformer Prime completist, you'll probably want to get him. But he's definitely not a must-have figure by any stretch of the means. So if they would have given him a different head sculpt, which I'm sure some third party is going to come with a new head sculpt for this guy, a G1 style head sculpt. I'm sure that's going to come in the future from Dr. Wu or somebody. But yeah, different head sculpt, the proper paint job, it would have been a better figure, I think. But I still think he would have been better as an old 40s pickup truck with like a wooden bed. That seems more Kup-like to me. So there he is. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and look for more videos in the future.